Hello and welcome to part 7 of the comprehensive guide to the self-treatment of patella maltracking. What we're going to look at in part 7 is the weighted squat. Now the idea is that after part 6 and you've worked and you've managed to get your knees so they can handle unweighted squats, one of the best ways to bulletproof your knees and protect your legs from ever getting into that weak position again is to just get your entire body as strong as you possibly can. So there will become a point when just squatting your body weight isn't enough and you need to add a bit of weight. Now the best way to add weight is to carry a bar across your shoulders. Now when you're just going on to weighted squats, you might find that a bar is too heavy, so you can start off with a broomstick or a mop handle like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how you hold the broomstick and how you hold that mop handle for the exercise. So the grip that you will have on the bar is pretty weird, but you get used to it. The key points are that it goes through the middle of this section of the thumb, so it rests against that soft pad of flesh there, and then it hooks against the little finger there, and then the rest of the fingers just kind of touch there. So the index finger will literally just be just the tip of the index finger that touches it, whereas the little finger, it's really wrapped in there like that. Okay, but the key is that it has to be against that pad. So what you'll notice there is that the forearm here is at an angle to the bar. I'll just show you what that looks like from the other side. You can see there, the thumb is just hanging freely. It's on the pad of the thumb, so it's midway through that bone there, and it's hooked around there. So then if you were to get a second hand on the bar, you can then see that both those forearms become at an angle, and then you see it from the front. That's how it looks in the hands. The next bit is a bit tricky because what you'll need to do is pop the bar over the shoulders here. So you'll be able to see that by getting this angle with our hands through using this fairly unusual grip, it allows you to get your wrists so they can be dead straight in both planes. So they're not bent back in that plane and they're not bent in the other plane. They're just straight and natural. You've got this straight bar, and yet the body is working fine against that straight line. The next things you'll notice are that I'm pushing the chest up and pulling the chin in, just as I was at the end of part 6, and the elbows are in a position behind me. And when those elbows go behind you, the muscles at the back of your shoulders, they stick up, and basically they create a ledge for the bar. Even though you've got that ledge for the bar, you still don't want to push the hips forwards like this at the top, because you can see that the bar would just fall off your back if you did that. So you always keep the hips slightly behind you, elbows back, chin in, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so instead of demonstrating the weighted squat, actually doing it with a broom, I'm going to do it with a bar, because ultimately you will be using a bar. And by using a bar, it's easier for me to show you how the bar will be positioned within a rack like this. So this is a power rack. It has these hooks, they're called J hooks, which hold it, or they can be squat racks. You can also get freestanding squat stands that are just this single bit with a little platform, and they go up, and then you can attach a bar to it. You can even use kind of high stools. If you've got stools, you can put the bar on top of stools and take the bar out of them. But traditionally, people will use a squat rack or a power rack like this with these hooks. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to use that grip that we worked on. So remember, it's the little finger goes all the way around, and then you want midway through this bone here on the thumb to press the pad in. Okay. So the thumb's hanging around there, the little finger, just the tip of the little finger will press against the bar, as we showed with the mop handle, and then you match it with the other hand, so make sure it's an even grip. You've got these markings here on the bar, so make sure you use the same markings on each side. And then I've got the wrist slightly above the bar there like that, because that's important to help you get your elbows back. And now I'll watch here as I pull the elbows back, and you just walk under it like this, and you duck under there like that. Now, if sometimes you might be able to get a little bit, sometimes the elbows can get a bit twisted. So if you're doing this with anybody else and they say, oh, your left elbow's back a bit or your right elbow's back, just get them to tell you if anything's looking a bit twisted, because that can happen. But you notice I just, with those elbows back, I'll push the chest up, and that was enough to take the bar out of the rack. Okay, so just from a different angle now, walking under the bar, pushing the elbows back, making sure the wrists are straight at the top and above the bar, and then I just take the bar out of the rack, or pushing the chest up there like that. Then you step back to the box that you've placed there before, and then let's work on this, pulling the chin back in, as we said, pushing the chest up, and then as we descend down in the squat, we're just trying to keep the bar so it's balanced over the middle of our feet. Okay, and that can take quite a lot of getting used to, is where to balance that bar like this, and I'm trying to keep the eyes fixed in that one spot. I'm pushing the knees out, tilting the pelvis forwards to get the lower back safely in a natural arch, and the hamstrings touching the box. So pushing the hips forwards, backwards, excuse me. The hips go backwards, not forwards. The knees go out and slightly forwards, that's what I meant. Okay, nice wide knees, keeping the bar balanced over the feet.